to Morf Radio. The one, the only, makes appearance every Groundhog's Day and then never again. I saw my shadow today, so I decided that we should probably do a Morf Radio. So here we are. Nothing interesting has happened at all in the last couple days of this game, so I don't know exactly what we're going to talk about. That's a joke. So let's discuss current events. It seems like many moons ago, but just 2 days ago, right? Yeah, 2 days ago. Odoo, the Syndicate, Legion, COA, Aurora went out into the wild world to throw a dodgeball at Rose. And then CTO came to throw a dodgeball at Rose the next day. You know, life is golden. So I was thinking, since I don't have a full panel today, but I can invite Mr. Schwinn here, because Schwinn is in a unbiased group. Come talk to us, Mr. Schwinn. I was thinking we could take some questions for me from the audience, and then we can discuss what you would like to talk about, because my brain is a little foggy today. So what questions, audience, do you have? Schwinn, vacation is the perfect time to do radio. James did it in an airport. You know, you can do it from wherever you are. Still the best radio show ever. It's okay, Schwinn. So, I will talk about, I guess, the decision to go to the war, you know? If you looked at the Odoo declaration of war, which is the one that I was responsible for, I won't speak to TS's claim of hegemony, because I thought that one was a little different. I believe our list at CB was Rose's attempt to pin us for the war on Fortuna, which was interesting. Rose's attempt to purchase a coalition against us, because they approached a couple people and offered them some moolah. We saw the screenies. That was nice. And then general backroom feelings, because, you know, evidence is a thing that I have seen. However, I will not do what some people in this chat do, where they drop screenies, because I don't really like when people drop screenies. But I know that there were several different people that we talked to after the Fortuna War that said that Rose said that we were the instigators behind it, which was pretty entertaining to my ears, because I had some very different recollections of that coalition being built. Namely that we had to be cajoled into it and convinced, not that we were actively building said coalition, which I believe Velny could verify, because he was one of the people that was giving us some nudges to join said coalition. You know, that was fun. As for the other stuff, oh sure, yeah, I can invite you in here, Mister Abbas. Maybe. How do I click the button? Did that work? Nope. There it did.
Hey,
Hello. Oh, Velling's gone. He left. What's up? How's it going?
pretty good. Where did Bellini go?
He left. I guess. I don't know.
He-
So,
he's back in the audience now. He's raising his hand.
oh, I will accept his hand. Invite to speak. Maybe.
I've had a cold for 2 days now. Also, Cube, just to correct you, I literally became active 30 minutes before the war. I was inactive.
Okay. Velling's gone again. Okay. Well, um,
That's true, Cube. That's true.
that's fine. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So,
I just thought that, you got like two very key pieces of points, which seems like would have like a chain of events or some kind of evidence. But my question was, what is the evidence behind it? And you said you have screenshots. And
you've
again,
been given log.
I think like it's fine to have screenshots, but like, is there a witness? Is there anyone that claiming this is happening? Are they claiming this politically, or they actually have seen Rose say this? Like, like what is the piece of evidence?
If the people that have given me have told us this evidence and given us their take on it, want to give their take, I would actually very welcome that, because then that's them dropping the
Oh,
logs.
we don't even know who those people are. That's why
I mean,
I'm
I know who the
asking.
people are, but I'm not going to come out there and say that these people said it, because then that burns their credibility as well. Obviously, a CB is one of those things that, he said, she said, when it comes to this, you're going to say that you
I
didn't
mean,
backroom deal,
sure,
or
but
say you
but
did.
like there needs to be some witness to something, right? Like if someone has said Rose has said this, I'm just wondering if they can just like, tell us where we said it or when we said it.
I'm letting them. I have pinged one of them in my DMs if they want to come join.
Okay. All right, sounds
We'll
good.
see if they do. But it has come from a couple different places. Oh, hello, Sleepy Ninja. Toxic Pepper says they said it. Toxic, what did they say, my friend? He's typing in the chat.
Well, I mean, I don't have a log of a negative sig.
Oh, I love watching people type in chat. That's pretty fun. How's the war going for you, though, Mr. Abbas? Was it?
Well, let me just talk to my Habibi here. He's saying Rose definitely was pointing fingers. Can you like give me one occasion before the war that we did toxic?
He's still typing.
Yeah. Can you? Who did you ask toxic? Because while toxic is typing, the war is going great. I got 3 people that I'm beating right now, and 2 people that are beating me. Ironically, one of them is Right Honorable. It's the first time Right Honorable is beating me in a very long time.
Yeah, I get that. I got plastered because
Well,
I
I
had
mean, toxic. That's probably because they didn't build the massive coalition. It was like it started as a project between like non Odo and non, I guess the this Paradise and Rose and Guardian. Yeah, I mean that's you're right, Shwin, and I can tell you that like I literally when that thread was posted, I asked our entire FA team and every government member if they actually pinned it on TKR, and all of them looked through their logs and no one could find anything in communication with Eclipse or TS. In fact, like the first comment that Waze did was say, we're definitely like they asked who is responsible for it. He said there's no one that we're gonna pin this on, and then he communicated to TS's concerns after.
Sorry, I'm checking something here.
Well, I mean, toxic. I mean, if anyone wants to take credit for it, they can step up and take credit. But I can tell you that, like, Rose did not start the plotting for that war. Like that war plotting did not start from like us thinking, oh, we need to talk to all these people and then get a coalition going. In fact, I have logs of your ally coming to convince us because he messaged me. And that was like when someone else was messaging our FA team, but that person directly messaged me and he was your ally, like TKR's ally. I actually just remembered that right now.
You talking sorry, I was reading something else. Are you talking saying that let me guess. Your current ally, Mr. Kigos?
No. It was Boyce.
Ah, boys. Well, that's an interesting claim there. I actually might believe you on that. However, I know that
Boyce
TKR,
and I are super chill. When he needs something from me, he does DM me. Like he's actually a very nice guy.
yeah, Boyce is a chill guy.
And I do have a like I literally just remembered because like he was telling me about the situation inside Odo, and I was like telling him about the situation that I don't think I can do anything here.
So I'm catching up on chat here. Yeah, waiting on Tarroc said he was coming to this here show.
Phew. He's actually a pretty nice guy. I mean you're not, so like why would you not tell me stuff in DM?
Yes. Deca, you can say whatever you want now that you've retired. That's how it works.
So how's your war going?
Well, I thought I was given High Dude as a target, which didn't work out for me because High Dude has his multi friends that aren't actually multis, but you know, it's the joke of Oblivion. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, Oblivion is totally multi, man.
yeah, Oblivion wrecked me. No 2 cents about it. But you know, it's fun because I'm gonna get my infra shredded. So Tarroc is on his way, hopefully.
So is anyone else getting like these weird plane kills? Like the first day of the war, I had 200 plane kills every time I suicided. And the second day of the war, I can't even cross 100.
Yeah, they really mess with some stuff here. Which not great. Ooh, I might get El Bejoed. That would be nice. So we'll see if Tarroc is on his way. Um, okay. I'm letting Tarroc in. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Oh, what's the guy? He's got a weird name. Gaius Julius Caesar. Okay.
All right. I
Hello.
think I'm okay. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Discord for about 20 minutes was just like, nah, you can't log in on your computer. It's dead. And I wasn't gonna subject people to me trying to use mobile Discord VC. That ain't something people want.
Well, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
think there is a question that you might be able to answer that has been posed to the audience.
Alright, and I have
Rose is denying that at any point in time they were trying to pin the blame for the Fortuna War on Odu. And I was wondering if you can confirm that they never tried to pin the blame on Odu.
Wait,
No.
yeah, that's not what I said. I said on PKR. But sure, we can go with your question.
I can only tell you what was said by Rose in the Syndicate Diplo connection, which was in between Harry Flashman not speaking to us for a few weeks there, and then a few for the entire war basically, and Rose's Emperor not talking to us. There were people saying, "Hey, this war." I'm saying what people said. I was in the embassy. I was there. I was witness to this myself. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here with Decagon. Anyway, it was weeks of Harry Flashman not talking to anyone. No, I'm not gonna go posting logs. I'm not gonna go looking through that. We've had talks since then. I don't. Yeah, no. It's if you ask people, my reputation is already ruined. I don't know why. Although I'm sure some people can give you reasons. No, I was told by members of Rose that this war was fought because Eclipse was making a coalition when Rose was asked, when members of Rose in that embassy were asked, what coalition are you talking about? What's going on with this? They said, we have definitive proof. We know it is. We were shown things. We can prove it. And when people were asked, all right, well, prove it. You're here in the embassy. Let us see what was said. Let us see what this proof is. There was no proof provided. And we were told in the embassy that the Knights Radiant and other members of Odo were the ones pushing for the size of the coalition and pushing for the coalition to be formed to begin with. I will say right now, Abbas was not Abbas, I don't know how to actually say her name, was not
Yeah.
the one in the embassy. No, I'm not saying meaty. Shut up, Q. Abbas was not the one saying it in the embassy, so I'm not saying this is a quote from Abbas. But we were told by members of those in our embassy the war was for two reasons. The coalition created by Eclipse that, despite we know it was a person who represents the Alliance because individuals such as Vex, Waste King, Harry Flashman, Solomon, and others were there and saying those in Rose Embassy had the authority to speak for Rose while they were there.
Sure,
Yeah,
that's
we were told.
understandable. Yeah. But what was the second point? Because like we're still trying to unpack like what Morph's question was about pinning the blame on Odo or TKR. That part we're still trying to unpack.
I mean, Decagon, if you want to say a person who doesn't speak for the Alliance was heard despite, Flashman saying people here speak for the Alliance, Vex saying people here speak for the Alliance, Solomon saying people here speak for the Alliance, Waste King saying people here speak for the Alliance, then that's a take that you are certainly welcome to. But if I'm told by the Emperor of Rose, the second in command of Rose, Vex from Rose, and Harry Flat and Waste King from Rose, people here speak for Rose, and the statement was TKO and Odo were the ones pushing for the size of this coalition, pushing for the hit. I'm gonna take it as this is Rose pushing for it.
Okay, so that's the part that I'm trying to understand. When did they say that?
During the war that was
I went through the entire embassy and there's no mention of the word TKR or Odo in it.
which no. You're talking about I assume you're talking about let me check something here. Yeah, you're talking about the your server embassy with but it wasn't in your server channel, it was with the our end of the embassy. That one was the one on TS's end. Yeah, our server's the one that has our server's the one that has Waste King, Vex, Lucianus, Kurdanuk, Jordan, Flashman,
So you're
Cosmos.
telling me like someone from our high gov has told you that TKR and Odo are responsible for this coalition?
I'm saying there was a. I'm saying okay. Sorry, is someone? I feel my phone's vibrating a bunch here. It was said in that server that the coalition was created because of the reasons of TKO
No, I mean,
pushing for the size
the
of it,
reason
pushing for
Rose
the hit.
cited for like their involvement. I'm just wondering what the reasons are that TKR is putting in their CV, which is that Rose tried to pin the coalition on them. So that pinning part is the part that I didn't understand because my entire high gov denied it, that they ever attempted to pin it. So I'm just wondering, like, why would they deny something that if TKR can easily prove, right? Like, if it's something that they can prove, then why would they deny it?
I don't understand that question. Are you asking why? You're
No, I'm
asking why
asking.
Rose would deny the validity of TKO's CB?
No, no. Right now, I'm asking why does TKR think that Rose was trying to pin the coalition on them? That's my question.
Because we had people tell us that you were not just
Yes,
yeah.
my next
I'm
question
not
is,
going to drop the other names, but we had
well, the
at least a
question
couple
is,
people
who are
tell us.
those people? And like, what evidence do they have? Because like, I thought like Tarek was explaining to me his evidence, but I still am trying to understand where Rose's government was telling him that Odo or TKR are responsible for the coalition.
Like I said, that was in our embassy on Earth. Rose has an embassy that is in your Diplo server. Rose has an embassy that is in our Diplo server.
And in your Diplo server, Rose is telling people that Odo and TKR are responsible for this war?
In our Diplo server, it was one of the rare messages we got from Rose during that war. We were told that this wasn't a war Rose wanted. This was a war that was forced on Rose because of the coalition Eclipse was trying to make and the size of it, and the fact that TS was hit and things of that nature was due to pressure and insistence from Odo. Yes, that was what we were told in the Rose
It
embassy.
referenced the word Odo in that embassy is what like you want to confirm here.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying
What you
that.
said is true, except the part that it's Odo.
Hang on.
That's
Is
why
it
I'm
my
asking.
end or am I having? It sounds like a lot of vibrations from Abbas's end.
No, it's
Sorry.
just that someone is trying to call me right now. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is important, like I want to know if the word Odo or TR was ever used in that embassy, and that's why I was asking, because like otherwise my high gov is lying to me, and that's what like what you're saying. The first point is correct, but I that's what they told me too, but they didn't say Odo is the one like that's got a gun to our head or anything like that. They never said that to us, so that's why I'm asking.
Hang on, trying to. Um, sorry.
Now they do, hi dude, but I'm talking like at that time that they're holding us responsible for.
No, I'm not saying. I. Okay. It was not. I'm not trying to say here that the entirety of the coalition was. Well, I'm not trying to say here that Rose said we wanted no part of this. This was entirely pushed on us and forced on us. But it was said, hey, one of the main driving reasons of this and the main forces of this, and especially the size of it, was pushed by Odo and TKO and alliances within Odo. So yes, it was said Odo.
So okay, then I will ask ways to find get permission from the team and see if they can share the embassy logs or not, and then we will talk about that because I'm still told that there was no reference to Odo in your embassy.
I cannot verify. I mean, I can't testify for what you were told by Waste or other members of your FA team. I can only tell you what was said in there.
Yeah, sure, and I appreciate that. We'll find a quote, and if there's a reference to Odo, then we'll share it with the people here. But what you said in the part about like that Rose was not involved, and they were like invited in, and they were like kind of pushed to be insisted to be here, to be in that coalition. That part is true. I don't dispute that part. I'm just disputing how we can just name drop people that would have pushed us to do this. That's typically not what we do.
Kind of what Rose does all the time is push people in back rooms. Like we saw and heard you guys reaching
No,
out to like
we
everybody before this war, trying to get them to
discussions
join
and
this war.
sure, but the chain of events can easily be disputed just by the witnesses that were part of this coalition building. And there's plenty of witnesses that were involved in this coalition building because it wasn't like Waste or Harry going around talking to people to get alliances on board. It was other people literally doing entire Diplo runs to get Rose on board. So that's why it's easy to dispute this claim.
Sorry, stretching. So that's that discussion there. So, Tarroc, I guess, and you will look into that. But like I said, Tarroc's not the only person who told us those kind of things. So,
Well, yeah, that again, my question is like,
Dr. Pepper
if
just
you're
said it
able
in
to,
the chat, and you just basically told him he was wrong. But I mean, again, that's you and him. So you know, not there's other people too that were saying stuff. Again, they're up to.
well, there were third parties involved in that war too, right? Like, if they were invited by Rose, can you like who was there that was not part of either of our spheres at that time?
Sorry, hey, what? Could you repeat what you said? Sorry.
There were other parties in that whole coalition, right, that are not involved with any of our spheres right now.
Sure.
Yeah, I think like TFP sphere was there.
Yes, TFP was in the war, I believe.
Oh yeah,
TFP's
Uh,
Echo.
was Rose
justification.
inviting you to join the coalition?
I also
I mean, if
don't-
you're asking me what reasons people had for joining the coalition, I can't really testify for that as someone who, wasn't. I wasn't really part of the coalition that in recruiting the coalition to hit TS, shockingly. So I don't know why
No,
people
no,
joined.
no. I mean, I'm not saying that like the reasons what people had. I'm mostly just asking like this whole rumor that Rose is trying to pin the blame on TTR part. This is such an absurd rumor because like we have multiple witnesses of people trying to convince Rose to be part of this war. So that's why I'm like kind of like so sussed by this. That why would we be even pinning this on anyone?
that's a non sequitur right there. Just because you had to be convinced to join the war, so were we. We had to be convinced to join the
Yeah,
war.
and I don't
Point is not
disagree
that
with
you
that
were
point.
not willing to join the war. The point is that after the fact, you said, "Oh well, Odu was the reason this war happened."
Like
To
after the war had already happened.
several different people came to us and said, "Hey,
Well, this is new information now. You're saying that after the war had ended, Rose blamed it on Odo.
that's what we were told by people that we were talking to in different alliances, including members of Fortuna and people who weren't in Fortuna." So, and the part of that group that is there was a part, sure, of Odu that was pretty in for that war. And they're part of Florida now, which is pretty fun. So
Yeah, they're married. They're merged into the Paradise people. I understand that part. I 100% think some of those people were part of the work against the TS and all that CB stuff they had. But the remark you just made, the Morph, is very new. Like you just saying that now Rose is like not the one putting the pieces together, but after the fact, Rose is now saying that Odo is the one that was actually pushing this from the start.
the CB that we're using is not the fact that we're saying that Rose like built the coalition. The CB that we're using is that people from Rose are saying that we did when we didn't in order to try to get us rolled. Like that's why you would start that rumor. You tell the people that.
But you said that this
hey,
rumor
they're the
started
ones that
after
built
the
it.
war ended, not even like during or before.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Yeah, I'm just asking, like, you believe that the rumor started after the war ended, not during or before?
Yes, after the war ended. Because that's when people started telling us that that was what was being said. So then we had to go tell people like Eclipse, hey, by the way, we've heard that this is being said. It wasn't us. We didn't start building this coalition. You can ask Eclipse. That's a conversation that we've had with them. Like,
All right, we will really ask Eclipse, but like I'm just now that we have some chain of events that it was after the war. Maybe we can start digging up there now and see who would we communicate with and say that it was Eclipse or anyone else that TKR or Odo was responsible for this.
I didn't know that Schwinn was in Eclipse there, Deca. So he's not in our DM with Eclipse, so he probably wouldn't see that conversation that happened. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, at least like I mean, I'm just happy to hear that it's not like during or before. I mean, that's some really low blow to our coalition partners if we're pinning the blame on them while we're fighting with them.
Yeah, it was after the war, which is fine. That's nice. It's politics. We're
But Sketchy is right. I did pin the war on him, and I said he's he's like a fucking nightmare to deal with.
Well, that's just what everyone says about dealing with Sketchy. That's what Sketchy says about dealing with himself.
I'm sure that is what Sketchy said after dealing with himself. But we love Sketchy because he's Australian, right?
Oh, is he?
I think so, right?
Toxic. I thought you only talked to me after the war, during the war.
I love Australians.
But again, it's a CB, you know?
No, I mean I'm sure it is a CB. I'm just like not. I'm just understanding how this would come about when like like our entire government is saying they specifically made every attempt not to pin it on Odo. So that's why I'm like,
I don't know how that happens, but apparently it happened. So
there was a crazy comment that actually like Kigos or someone known, like I can't, because it was like shared as a third party to me, and it was like saying that like Morf said that until Rose joins the coalition server, he's not going to join the coalition server to fight for Tuna.
oh, that's fun.
Yeah, like there's a log of that, like them saying it, like Kigo saying it or someone connected to Kigo saying it. So that's an interesting comment that I'm just like just remember right now that someone was telling me the story and I was like, that's such a petty thing. Oh, the comment was that Morph is not going to join the coalition server until like Rose joins it.
I mean, I don't remember that conversation, but hey, maybe Kigos does. So all I know is that we were convinced to join with pressure from several different alliances that were trying to get us to join said coalition.
And I think I can say that Rose was in the same boat on that, but I also will say that one of those people that convinced us was also one of your allies. So there's that, like two of your allies at that time, but one of them still your ally.
Yeah, and the people that convinced us to join the war were your allies, still to this day. So, like again, the question here, the point is not who. Like the question is,
No,
who's
the
doing
question
this?
was whether Rose pinned it on Odo or TKR, and then my answer to that was like we never claimed to do so, but I will investigate your claim about Eclipse post-war, and I will
If
get back to you on that.
I'm saying that we just told Eclipse that, hey, this wasn't us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say what their response to that comment was. That's up to them. But like we went around to Eclipse after because we heard from several other places that we were getting frames. So we told them and we told TS, hey, we didn't build this coalition. Like TKR did not build this coalition. That's the conversation that I had with Eclipse. You can ask
So
them about their
you're
response.
saying that when you said that, like when you said to Eclipse, we are not the ones that made this coalition, Eclipse told you that, but Rose said you are.
No, I'm not saying that Eclipse had that conversation with us. I'm just saying that we told them that we heard that Rose was saying that and it wasn't us. So that's a
Oh,
direct quote from a log there, but
and this was like post-war or during war, or?
this was after the war. Again, most of these conversations happened after. We didn't really talk with Eclipse or TS during the war, as I'm sure
So
you guys.
because of like
I'll be right back. I need to
third-party
grab some coffee for
conversations,
this.
alright. Because of third-party conversations, you thought, okay, we need to make it clear to people we're not the ones responsible for the coalition. So then you went to Eclipse, told them we're not the ones responsible for the coalition. And
Yeah,
then Eclipse said something that you're not willing to share. And basically, you brought up Eclipse post-war communication because you thought Rose is the one spreading the rumor around that TKR was responsible for the coalition.
I mean, we talked with lots of people, so
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean, I'm sure you did. I'm just wondering, like, firstly, are those people incentivized to lie about this kind of comment? Is what my first query was. Because, like, if it's someone that you already know in your own coalition saying these things, then like they're incentivized to say, "Oh, Rose is going around saying this shit." But if it's like someone that is like a third party or like someone that has nothing to gain from either of us, then that changes things. But I'm just like our FA people keep denying that they tried to pin this on TKR or anyone connected to TKR. So even like the people that merged into us, like we didn't like blame them for it, but like it's not like we went around trying to convince people to fight the war either. Like there's no one from the last coalition that can even claim even once that Rose came to them and asked them, can you be part of this coalition?
with the last coalition,
Yeah, the
sure,
last
this
coalition.
coalition,
There's
I
no
saw
one
several
like
people that you asked to join the coalition against us, which is
no,
again
I'm
another
asking
part of our
about the
scheme.
Eclipse war and the
Oh,
Fortuna
no,
war.
I'm talking about this war now.
No, I'm just asking because you said that Rose was responsible as well. So that's why I'm asking. Like there was not a single alliance that you can like find that Rose talked to convince them to join the coalition.
Our CB on the forum that we gave was not that we were getting
No,
blamed
I'm
for
just talking about like
people.
five
We were
minutes ago.
getting blamed
Just
for a
five,
coalition.
just 5 minutes ago, you had told everyone with a disclaimer based on conversations you heard. You told Eclipse that you're not responsible for the coalition. And you based that because Rose was telling people that they were not like there's someone like TKR or Odo responsible for the coalition. So I was just asking like if that was the case, there's like multiple witnesses of people that were part of this coalition. It was a massive coalition. Not
I-
even one of them can confirm Rose talked to them to be part of the coalition.
I'm not saying that you built the coalition. I'm just
I mean, I'll
saying,
say this as someone who has heard in unsurprisingly haven't talked to a ton of the people who have been in the coalition, say for Odo. I'm looking at the log here, and I'm not gonna, before anyone asks me, I'm not going to send a screenshot, but I'll read it. Someone said the idea was brought up to Rose, and Rose said they would not be willing unless Odo. Rose went and brought Odo. I can't testify. Obviously, Odo, the Knights Radiant, and Rose would both know better if whether or not Rose was the one who went to Odo to bring them into the war. That's the only thing I can say. That's one quote I was given about who was responsible for bringing the coalition to that size.
Thank you for the comment there, Tarek.
Yeah, I
Tarroc?
mean, thank you, Tarek, for sharing that information. But I'm just, I'm still kind of like, it doesn't address the main point that was us blaming it on TKR or Odo. Gotcha.
That's funny, Sketchy. I know you love TS so much.
But going back to like Rose recruiting people into fighting this war, though, that was also CB. I was also wondering, like, who did Rose talk to buy into this war? Because that's also something that our FA team was denying, buying people.
That's between the person that was given the offer if they want to share or not. Again,
Are they currently fighting?
Sketchy will not hear the slander. That's sad. 1 second. I'm responding to Sketchy.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I can. Yeah, okay. I can say as one of the people, I was told before the war, someone said to the syndicate, "Hey, we're planning a war going on. We don't want to fight the syndicate right now. I want to rent the upper tier of the syndicate. Name a price for your members. We want them for a war." And that was a message given to me by someone who is currently fighting, yes. So, I mean, I don't know if other people recruited, but I can say from my end, someone came to me with the desire of renting the members of the syndicate's upper tier to fight against the enemy in the upcoming war.
Okay, and you're saying that Rose. Oh wait. Yeah, I was just saying, like, and Rose was responsible for this.
No, it was not. That wasn't Rose. It was someone else fighting the war. This one wasn't a
Okay.
message from Rose. It was someone else involved in the war.
Someone in Florida, though, right?
Yeah, it's someone currently in Florida.
And that
I
was
mean,
an offer
at
of
this
payment.
point,
We
even
also
House
heard from
Stark
other
can
alliance.
be found in Florida, but like, I'm just, we're still talking in anonymity here, so I'm just wondering, like, if there's anyone in Rose that recruited people and paid them off, because like I have a history of paying people off to join wars. I even paid people to fight in Nightfall. I can tell you that, like, Partisan was there paying the people that I wanted paid to fight in Nightfall, and so did Requentin pay people to fight in Nightfall. Like I've paid people, but I pretty much don't remember paying anyone to fight in this war. And I can't find anyone in Rose to even acknowledge that we paid anyone to fight or even solicited uh, to fight in the war. So that's why I'm wondering, like, who who is, speaking on Rose's behalf or speaking as Rose to recruit people to fight in the war.
Well, I know Tarroc had approached him for a payment, but then we also heard from several other people that you weren't offering to pay, but you were recruiting from a coalition against us. There at the end, but Tarroc was offered money for his people, which I thought was
Yeah,
interesting.
but that's not our people that were offering him money.
And I'd point out just, and I apologize for cutting you off. I just want to clarify something here. This war isn't entirely against Rose. Like, this isn't a situation where every single CB against Florida is. This personally is against Rose. Rose isn't
sure,
the only
but we're talking about the
factor
Morf
involved in here.
EB that was posted on the thread. That's what, like, I went back, you mentioned 2 points. I went back to the second point, which was that Rose was paying people off. He referenced Rose, like, on the CB thread. So that's why I was asking, who did Rose pay off?
Well, in this case, the money was not accepted because the people that you tried to pay fought on the other side, which some nice irony, personally.
So those people are actively fighting. Like, that was my question earlier. Like, I was asking, are they fighting right now? And you're saying those people are fighting right now on your side.
No, not on my. The person who approached me to ask about renting these syndicates up with you is currently fighting now. Yes,
No, I
not on
was
my, not on my
asking about
side.
the Morph comment that he just made. He said that
Oh.
that person is now fighting against us. Like, the people that we tried to recruit are fighting against us.
Some of them, not all of them, but some alliances that you guys tried to recruit are fighting against you, which is ironic.
And by
But
you guys, you reference Rose, right? Because, like, we're still talking about your thread there.
no, not using Cathargo's thing.
Oh God, the Discord ping noise.
It is the Discord ping noise.
But I appreciate your comment, though, Tarek, about you saying that this is not entirely about Rose. Like, that part, like, I have been in FA enough to know that, you like, to beat a whole freaking spear, you need more than just one alliance CBs.
And I wanna say something here because, and this is just a comment about wars in general in Orbis. This isn't like a personal. I don't have any dislike for Abbas or anyone there. Any war I am part of leading the syndicate is not going to be a war I enter because I have a personal beef to beef with someone like that. I want and I forget who it was that was talking in. I think it was it on? I think it was on the forums the other day talking about, like, there were threats made against. I think it was it Alan or someone like that talking the other day, was talking about, like, threats being made, people going personal vendettas. And I apologize for the non sequitur moment here. I want to just say that sort of thing is repugnant, and that's not a war that's going on here. Like, this isn't a war. It's like I want to see members of Rose suffer. This isn't a war where it's like I hate Rose. I want to fight Rose. I hate Well, anything like that.
Well, I mean,
This is a
actually, Tarek, I thought
personal
you were.
war. This is a professional one.
I mean, people thought you were a rose shill less than like 3 weeks ago. So, like, I'm appreciate your comments. I just think you're feeding into the narrative that you're a rose shill, though.
Rochelle?
People were making comments that you are a rose shill when you got promoted from to Wana's position.
Oh, God no, as if I would ever shill for an alliance with Vex. Tell me who said that that's a CB in upon itself. As if I would shill for Vex.
Well, I don't know, man. They're in your coalition now, so.
Oh boy. Morf, you and I are gonna have to talk later. When we go drinking after this, we're gonna have to have a serious talk.
Sure, we'll talk later, but I don't want like down the road a CB against me from Morph though.
I love a good CB, man.
All right.
Radio CBs. Like the one time SRD got me rolled from a radio show. That one was fun.
SRD got you rolled from a radio show?
Yeah.
Was it the one where like TS and Rose got together to roll Hollywood?
Yeah.
God, if we're talking about people getting rolled because of a radio show going back a while, I don't
That
even know if
was
Sphinx is in
the
this
funny thing
VC.
is that Wana actually messaged like a
Wait.
bunch of us about like the comments SRD made.
Since when does turn change start before 9?
They added that. They did that recently with the. At least I noticed it recently with the server just being dog water. They're like, all right, we have to have as much time.
Yeah, but I just missed half my double buy because I thought I had more time.
It's a skill issue. It's a skill issue. This is why you don't change your buy time. If it was later, you would have been less tired and more prepared.
Yeah, I just got screwed. Oh, rest in peace. Hi, dude. I guess we're flashing instead. Here we go. Whee. Can I actually flash anywhere?
Really? Borhan?
Hmm?
It was Borhan that asked for TS upper tier?
Oh, is Bohan in the chat? Where is he? Oh,
Yeah,
hey, Bohan. Oh, yeah, that was Bohan was one of the people who had reached out to us and was like, "Hey, can we rent your people?" Bohan wasn't the only one. I feel very flattered that people value our fighters that highly. But yeah, Bohan was one of the people who had reached out and is one of the people we're fighting. But he's not the only one.
So there are other people that reached out, but like none of them were Rose or connected to Rose.
Let me look at the Alliance web to check because I don't want to. I can't look at the Alliance web because it's politics and snore. I will say no. Right now,
Yeah.
no one from Rose directly was like, "Hey, I want to rent your members." No one from Rose asked me that.
All right, sounds good. Well, at least
And
I know
no,
my
Burhan,
people are
let
not
me just
lying
say,
to
no,
me.
Burhan, that isn't CB. The Syndicate's CB has nothing to do with people getting recruited.
Yeah, that was TKR CB though. That was not yours. I acknowledge that.
Dang it, hi, dude. You're not supposed to attack me while I'm trying to do my stuff, man.
Oh yeah, I gotta nuke some people.
I have to say, I'm not a fan of the current. I'm not a fan of the current state of warring. I feel like back in the day, and maybe this is just me being an old foggy. I feel like back in the day, back when people were fighting in Nightfall and people were fighting back in NPO's last time, and even back from what I saw when people were fighting in Surf's Up, I feel like the servers used to hold up better, and now it feels like things are just deteriorating.
Well, did you give Alex a heads up that you were blitzing? Because like every blitz that I've participated in, I have to give Alex a 5-day heads up for that because he buys like an extra subscription or he gets like support staff to be live.
No, I don't give Alex money. I don't think I really talk to Alex much. I don't really know how Alan handles preparing for a blitz. My job is just getting people set up, and then I put everything on Alan's lap and say, "All right, make something of this." But no, I'm
No,
more
I
just
said
talking
Alex,
about like,
TP.
what's that?
I was saying Alex Sheepy. You gotta give Sheepy a heads up about when
No,
you're
no, no. I
doing
know, Sheepy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't given him, but I'm not actually talking. I'm not so much talking about that. Well, I'm talking like back in the day. We didn't have this, and maybe we do, and maybe my memory is just going.
Yeah, but back in the day, like I've given like me or Kurd or someone in our coalition, whenever we wanted to blitz, like for NPO last time, um, I actually gave Alex a heads up that this blitz is happening in 5 days, and then we blitzed it. So that's why the servers hold, because he adds more bandwidth to the game.
Yeah, I can imagine that one. What I was actually going to mention though was like it was less the blitz itself and more, and I was going to say maybe this has always been a thing and my memory is just bad. Anyone here from TS can, or former TS, Tyler is here, I know he can attest as well. I have an absolutely terrible memory unless I'm like actually going back and looking at something to verify. But like I feel like back in the day we didn't have this like politics and snore, hey, it's a turn change, you can't log in for a minute on either side. Like I feel like that was a
It
thing we
has
didn't
always
have.
been 3 minutes. The 10-minute thing is new, but
Okay.
it always has been 3 minutes though.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell how much attention I pay to turn change.
The day change 10 minutes is fairly new, but I don't know why it
Okay.
happened. I think it was to do with the military reset and also not like because there was a bug that some people were getting their military reset, but they were not able to like get another map. So they were able to, those people with more maps, they would just blitz like all their kills in one shot as soon as they buy the military, while the other person cannot buy their military.
Well, I remember that happening back in was it Error 404 War, Error 505 War?
You gotta get the toilet thing from downstairs.
Is he not here?
So here you go.
Hang on, I have to. All right, situation has popped up on my side. I'm gonna have to tap out for the night. Tap out for the night.
What is
All right. Good night.
I gotta get going here in a little bit. So
Anyway,
I had an hour.
yeah, I was
for
gonna.
All right. Abbas, thank you for coming on. It's been entertaining. I'm sure we'll
Thank
be
you
chatting
for
more in the future.
having me.
So yeah, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Remember, roses maybe sometimes can dodge balls. We'll find out. Goodbye.
Goodbye.